Hello all, welcome to Shepherd's Shield, a new podcast highlighting 23 years of police patrol experience coupled with faith in Jesus Christ. My name is Craig, and I'll guide you through each and every episode where we highlight issues with law enforcement, how that affected my faith in Jesus Christ, and how my faith in Jesus Christ was affected by my job. Some have said that police work is 99% pure boredom mixed with 1% pure terror. There's some truth to that. There were a lot more calls that were boring in nature, a lot more, but there were also those calls that got the adrenaline pumping. By far, though, the boring calls outpaced the more exciting ones. Some say you can't be afraid in this job. Well, I think that's a little bit of a misnomer, and the reason why that is because we're creations of God. And then God created us with a survival instinct. And not only that, He gave us what some have called the fight or flight response. It's not normal to run into danger. It's more normal to run away. But the key is to let fear be a tool and not let it paralyze you. But that does take practice. The podcast will take the form of me on camera sometimes like now, and will also take the form of graphics overlaid with my voice narrating it. Sometimes there will be an AI voice because I'm kind of experimenting with that. I understand there are a ton of podcasts out there. And there are a lot to choose from. And there are a lot that are police themed. So why one more? I didn't see a whole lot out there where somebody was on patrol for near as long as I was, and also was a Christian and coupled their stories with how their faith in Jesus Christ influenced them and how the job influenced their faith in Jesus Christ. So I kind of want to come from that perspective, and hopefully you'll get something out of each and every episode. I'll have more of an episode that's a little bit more polished about my genesis into police work, but I kind of wanted to give a little bit from the hip here and just kind of share from my own thoughts and heart. I got into police work whenever I was working at a convenience store, and there was a particular sergeant at that time who later became the chief on down the road. But he was like, Craig, I think you ought to apply to be a dispatcher. I think you'd be pretty good at it. They didn't make near as much as what I was making at the convenience store, as strange as that sounds. But at any rate, I went ahead and took the leap of faith. I don't want to go from something that isn't retail work and wanted to get into something totally different. Then I jumped into dispatching. Did that for about 3.5 years. I honestly never thought I could be a police officer. I was like, there's no way I can do that, just the temperament required. But over the years, one thing that I've learned in being a police officer, it is messy, but it was something that was definitely a labor and a learning experience, just like anything else in this life. Nothing in this life you do perfectly. And I think God designed that for a reason. We were meant to learn, and we were meant to grow, and we were meant to do, and we were meant to make mistakes, and we were meant to learn from those mistakes. It's one thing that a lot of my supervisors have said: you don't get into this job and never make mistakes. You get into this job, make mistakes, you learn from them, you grow from them, and you do better. That's kind of where I'm coming from in this podcast. I want to go ahead and get those stories out there. Some will find them entertaining, some will not. So I don't want to drone on too long, but I kind of wanted to give you an introduction. What I'll do is I'll just probably do a whole lot of narration and then do graphic overlays on top of that. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get something out of it, and I hope you're ultimately edified by it.